welcome to the Sports Lounge on Elevated TV. Welcome you to yet another episode. And as you already know, my name is Bamiji Ojo and I'm your host. We have to congratulate Arsenal on winning the World Cup. Congratulate them on Watford beating Liverpool 3-0. And today we have two very special guests. Although I can't really call one a guest because, I mean, he's the one behind the scenes. Let's meet him. It's Kalijayi Ahmed. Kalijayi, how are you doing today?
I'm great. I'm excited. I'm ecstatic. I'm making my debut on the show. Anyway, it's cool. Yay. Well, now you can say you have a star
on the show. I like that cocky attitude.
Guys, arrogant.
Are you already giving us a sign that you're a United fan? With the jersey?
Yeah, probably. Yeah. United. True.
Well, it's nice to see you. Normally, I see you behind the scenes.
Yeah, you know, sometimes the masquerade, you need to know who is behind the masquerade. So now you're saying who's behind the masquerade.
We love that. Love this stuff. And also, our second guest is a real sportsman. Is Eni Femi Owen. Eni, how you doing?
Thanks. I'm good. Nice to be here. Actually, it's good.
Eni, when did you know that you're a sportsman? When did you start loving sports? Basically.
As a kid back in Lagos, every male child likes playing football then and run around playing what we call monkey post, and just discovered I had the flair for the round leather game. And funny enough, I played primary school, secondary school. I ended up representing my school. I went to King's College, by the way, so Florence. Florence viewers there. Represented the school in various competitions, won some, lost some. Then school in Ibiza, I also represented my department. I couldn't make the school team, obviously. Those guys were pretty strong.
I can actually back up what you're saying because, in the Access Cup, he led one of our houses in the bank to the win in the Access Cup. So
yeah, we did it.
A big up.
Yeah, that's when I decided I knew I was a sports person.
But I played football too.
You did?
With outdoor football?
You can't over the spotlight today. Precious, welcome as well.
Thank you so much.
You're the only beardless one here, so.
Well, that's why I'm precious.
Wow. All right, let's get, just before we go into the footballing matters of the weekend, which there were a lot of topics actually. We'll be touching Bruno Fernandes and the impact he's had at United so far. Igalo as well, one start.
My brother!
One star, one goal. We'll also be talking about some off-field events that happened in Offenham Stadium against Bayern Munich. But just highlighting the sportsman that you are, you also love tennis. What do you think about Sharapova's retirement? She's playing second fiddle to Serena almost all her life.
Yeah.
So, what do you think about retirement?
I think the thing is, I like giving respect to who respect is due. Over social media, Twitter, we've had backlash on that saying, she only won 2 games out of 20. That's 18 to 20 with Serena. But I think Sharapova was one of those tennis greats, and I have to give it to her. Apart from the drug issue and the likes, and my only worry is, retired at 32 is quite early. If you have Serena still balling at 38, and the likes and her sister and less. So I think, tennis has, a great has retired, and we should give respect to her. Let's take away all emotions around who was better than who. But she actually gave Serena a run for money, and let's keep it at that. Except if we want to go political and say because she's Russian and an American. Let's not get into all those messes.
Yeah.
Those messes.
So you don't think she retired too early?
Well, I think so it depends. We all understand our body well. So what your body can carry. In football, you see people retire at 30. If you have nagging issues and she has been struggling with injuries, back and forth, I think 32 is fine. For it, it's okay.
So we're congratulating Arsenal on Watford's win over Liverpool. But how did you see? Let's go to a tactical view of the game. How did you see that game? Did you expect Watford to beat Liverpool?
The truth is, when you watch football from how football should be watched, you expect anything. Liverpool came out with the standard squad, except for Henderson, where he played Ox. And Ox has been fantastic in recent times. So it was a fair game, and one person came out tops. It was a balanced game, and with having that mentality to go in and out. And I also consider fatigue. And these are the same set of players who have played, 44 games unbeaten. Give it to them. They were going to lose at one point in time. Even the Invincibles lost at one point in time. It's a matter of when you lose. But sadly, I mean, I feel sad too. I wanted someone to share. I believe in shared prosperity. So, I don't see anything wrong with having two invincibles, in my opinion. And yeah, it was a sad day for me. My team ended up struggling to win to draw anyway. So we'll talk about that. But that's it for me. It's a standard game. There, I don't see anything wrong with players playing how they should play. The Salah was on his game. And let's even look at Watford. Troy Deeney has not been in for quite a while. And
Yeah,
this is Troy Deeney banging 2 goals. I mean, so that's football for you. Anything can happen. And let's always not take away that view that it's football, man. The other team too, they train the same way
Yeah.
they train.
Yeah.
It's Troy Deeney is physically stronger than Firmino, man for man. He's faster than Firmino, man for man. You can check it out. So those are things you have to look at. It's a sad day for Anfield favourites, but I mean, it is what it is.
Just to echo what you're saying, the Liverpool players, would we say we saw a bit of arrogance just after the game against Atletico Madrid when Atletico beat them, and you saw most of them saying, "Don't worry, they're still Anfield," telling their fans, "Don't worry." But could you say that has played a bit of their drop in form so far? Because one, I mean, even before this game, they've lost to Atletico. West Ham was almost winning them, and now they have the loss. And it was not just a 1-0 victory; it was 3-0. So, what do you think that played a part in this?
Here's where it starts from. First, it's a thin line between confidence and arrogance. Now, it's okay for you to be very confident, but when it switches to being arrogant, you start losing focus. And that's what happened. When Barcelona came to Liverpool, to Anfield last season, Barcelona were feeling like we've experienced something like this in Rome the other time. It will never happen to us anymore. We've learned our lesson and all of that. But apparently, they did not learn that lesson. So they had to learn it the second time. Now, Liverpool now believe they are invincible at Anfield, saying, hey, no one can do anything to us. That's why you saw that arrogance when they lost against Atletico Madrid. You saw the players coming out to say Atletico Madrid was celebrating as if they've won the trophy. When they come to Anfield, we will demolish them. See, that is what happened against Barcelona playing in their mind. Like, if you can do that against Barcelona,
Can do that against any.
who are you that we cannot do that against you? But what they do not remember is Atletico Madrid is a super defensive and well-drilled side, not Barcelona. It's going to be something completely different. Now, after that game, look at the next game against West Ham. They almost lost. They had to sneak in a win late. Now, again against Watford, it happens. When arrogance starts coming in, you start losing focus. You start believing, what? I don't even need to do much to beat these people. And you keep doing that, you would lose focus. And that is exactly what happened. But it doesn't mean there's a crisis in Liverpool. There's no crisis. It's just a game lost. Hey, anybody loses. Manchester United have lost how many?
It's not a culture.
Thanks for that, Kajai. Precious, let's take it from a Watford point of view now. Okay. We both spoke about Nigel Pearson and the good work he's done in some tactical. He brought Doucouré forward and put Will Hughes in midfield. How was this down to Watford's setup on that they stifled both Salah, Mane, Trent Alexander-Arnold could not seem to put in one cross?
Yeah.
Really, kudos should be given to Adam Masina because he was really terrific on the day. So should we really give praise to Watford for this performance, or was it just down to the arrogance from Liverpool players?
Well, you can't beat Liverpool 3-0 and then you say they don't deserve praise. Yeah, Man City couldn't do that, Chelsea couldn't do that, United could do that. Then what? Painfully though, I think Chelsea lost when they had their long unbeaten run. I think it was Liverpool or so, and then Man U, yeah, and then Arsenal lost theirs to Manchester United as well. But then as a Liverpool fan, losing it to Watford, man, that's not nice. And losing scandalously. You would have to give credit to Nigel Pearson and his lads. Sarr was exceptional. Deeney, I mean, every one of the Watford players, they were up for it. I think Atletico Madrid actually laid down the templates. West Ham tried to replicate that same thing, but then Liverpool somehow sneaked in a win, and then Watford went all guns blazing on Liverpool. So you have to give them credit for the 3-0 win. To keep a clean sheet against Liverpool It's an achievement, my brother.
Big one.
Well, that ends Liverpool's 44-game unbeaten run. There were also wins for West Ham, who, like we said, performed admirably well against Liverpool. But we're going to be ending the Premier League discussion on Teams Blue. I mean, we have those Chelsea fans here on our set. Marcos Alonso has now scored 3 goals in 2 games for Chelsea. Is he your best attacking outlet right now?
I want to echo the words of Frank Lampard. I don't want my left back as my top scorer. Let's focus on Alonso. From 2016-17 season, no other defender in the Premier League has contributed to more goals than Marcos Alonso in the entire Premier League. He's contributed 30 goals. Okay, that's 19 goals and 11 assists. Phenomenal.
That's
the closest person to him is Trent Alexander-Arnold with 4 goals and 25 assists. Okay, so it means the lad deserves some respect. Unfortunately, Marcos is a limited player. Limited in the sense that to accommodate him or to have him at his best, you would have to tweak your formation. He is at his best when he plays as a wing back.
He's a luxury player. That's
Yeah, but then he's that kind of luxury player who delivers the goods. Okay, so well, due to his apparent lack of pace, he plays best as a wing back, meaning that his starting position is much higher up the pitch than defensively, and then you'd enjoy him more when you have a better player, a defensively sound centre back playing as the left side. Under Antonio Conte, Chelsea had Gary Cahill do that, and he did it excellently well. This season, where Fikayo Tomori, they have Tomori.
No, but I believe the fans were shouting for where's Tomori, because Lampard had not played him for quite a bit before the game, and he put him in and he didn't.
Tomori was woeful.
He was. So
he was woeful. Well, maybe it's expected. Yeah. He's not had game time for quite a while, so he was probably much rusty. He looked very, very rusty. Yeah. So now talking about Alonso himself, I would say he's not a candidate for sale. I've heard rumors. The Chelsea fans like to have a fall guy. Whenever Chelsea lose, they are either or talking about Jorginho or somebody just didn't do well. Marcos Alonso instantly becomes a world-class player when he's playing as a wing-back. So he's one player who Chelsea would actually need to keep. If we go beyond Marcos Alonso and talk about Chelsea generally, let's not forget that there's a certain player called Willian, who's Chelsea's number 10, who's currently he has rejected a 2-year contract and is requesting a 3-year deal. From 2017 to 2018 season till date, Willian has made about 96 appearances in the Premier League for Chelsea. He has scored 13 goals. Marcos Alonso has made 73 or 74 appearances thereabout and has equaled that number, 13 goals. So as a forward, Willian, yes, in 95 Premier League appearances, 13 goals. Marcos Alonso has equaled that number in lesser number of games. It's horrible.
That's championship.
it's championship material.
So I would say Chelsea should flog Willian off to maybe allow him to go at the end of the season. Let him go reunite. No. He said his church, his business, his family, everything is in London. Yeah, so he can join sports. Or Arsenal.
I like taking up from a pressure stuff. Is there a little bit of fear or panic that the good work that Lampard started is about to be thrown away, because you have a very tough run of games coming up? You navigated Tottenham through Marcos Alonso's help, but really, do you think Chelsea's early good work might be thrown away by not finishing top 4?
The truth is, the human mind is, there's this concept in economics, because we are insatiable, you can't satisfy us, and we always want more. But I can ask any of you here, the Chelsea squad that started in August, if they had told you these guys would be in the top 8, no, they were not. In all honesty, Manchester United, Tottenham, Arsenal, they have better players in every position than Chelsea at the moment. I mean, I stand corrected. So when you say the good work, it becomes quite, it's relative. What was happening? We had players who were playing to coach's instruction. They were keeping the ball well. And we had Tammy in top form. So he was delivering the goals as every striker should do, which we've not seen in a while. So nothing has really changed. It's just, are we running out of luck? Maybe. Are these players tiring out and showing their true self? The thing about a league is not a cup. People confuse it. In a cup competition, you can go 8 games and fine, you win the World Cup. When it comes to league, you're playing week in, week out. It has. You have a 20-something-year-old Mason Mount running for 90 minutes. I mean, you have Otunjo injured, so you have a lot of players. These players are not built for. The league demands strength and tenacity, endurance. We don't have that. So what is happening right now? It's manifesting. Come on, you could not have started the league with Sammy as the top striker. Guess who the backups are? Olivier Giroud and Batshuayi. Come on.
World Cup winning Giroud, man.
Look at your top 6. Look at the strikers in your top 6. Aubameyang is what? What position is? I mean, we have Harry Kane behind us. We have Martial, Rashford. These are top class guys who are behind us. So if you've been this far, it's time to. My own problem is, we as fans, at this point, we need to identify and realize not every sportsman should think like this, but as a fan, let's not be greedy. Let's look at it. Look at what's on ground. The only thing I can fault Lampard is, okay, yes, January window, you had an opportunity to expand, deepen the squad. Yeah. I mean, it happens. Maybe he felt there was faith in the squad, and he has given the lads benefit of that. Now we are seeing where 7 academy players come out. The closest club to do that kind of thing was Manchester United, having academy players come up. Is what every club wants to see. So let's manage with them. My own advice to Lampard, if he's going to, I hope he listens to this, is you don't have the right squad, but try and get the right formation to play around the available players you have at the moment. Marcos Alonso, as you said, is a wonderful left wing back. But like you said, you need a very strong back 3 to play like that, and you need a corresponding right wing back. In my opinion, I think it's just for us to relax. Nothing has changed. It's the same guys that were playing in August that are playing now, but we're in March. What I can ask, can we hold on and just pray other teams keep failing?
We just pray.
That's the Nigerian solution.
The top guy had 76 points. Next was 22 behind. Look at 4, 5, 6, 7. We're all maybe a point or 2 behind each other. So we are all terribly doing badly. That's what has been happening. But we've just gotten used to. I mean, I just want to win every time. But I mean, Man is failing. Tottenham has been woeful. Arsenal has been woeful. So it's more like an organized failure. Understand? Leicester kept this thing in part. But so these are things we should consider and just work with the team and just be hopeful that Lampard gets it right.
Kajai, to end this version on Chelsea, do you think not making the top 4 is not a failure? Because I think that what you're trying to echo here, that you didn't expect them to do well, but even now you're doing well, it's like they're overachieving. So do you think not making the top 4 will not be considered a failure for Chelsea?
I think it might be a failure, but considering the way they started the season, it raised everyone's hope. Like, I think these guys
can do this.
It was true. But not finishing in the top 4, I really would not blame Lampard too much for that, because first thing, the team does not have a leader. See, what that team lacks is mental strength. They have the talent, they have the players, but it's just the mental strength. They do not have that mental strength. See, look at every winning team. They have that mental strength. They have like at least minimum of 2 players who could push others. Look at Liverpool. You can see Van Dijk. You can see Henderson. They push others. They would push you to go the extra mile. When you come to Manchester United, none. Go to Chelsea, none. Go to Tottenham Hotspur. Maybe Harry Kane, but he's injured. So you look at all of that. It plays a major role. Where does the mental strength come in? It doesn't come in at the beginning of the season. It comes in towards the end when everybody's prepared. That's the crunch time. So you have to consider all of that. If you look at the Manchester United teams of old, before the season starts, Alex Ferguson knows the player who would play at the beginning of the season and the players he would use towards the end of the season, because he knows these are the ones that could stand the test of endurance. These ones they can just give you. So it's all basic. It's strategy. It's not just football is not just all about tactics. There's also strategy. You have to strategize the season from the beginning to the end. You see coaches come out and say, we're going to take this one match at a time and all of that. No. the world class coaches, the top coaches do not take one match at a time. They strategize
to
over the course of the season. All of that is what brings you a winning team, not just because if you take a look at Liverpool, there are sometimes you will probably not see Oxlade Chamberlain playing or Lallana playing. Then all of a sudden later you see them playing
Exactly.
run of games, and you wonder why do they play? Why are they playing now? Why were they not playing before? It's because the coach knows, okay, this is when I could use this guy and he will give me what I want. This guy will not give me what I want at this particular time. So all of that is what encompasses. So Chelsea not qualifying for top 4. I think at least as long as you get into Europe, Europa League, Nigeria better to Champions League manager.
Well, thank you so much, guys. We've come to a break now, but when we come back, we'll be talking about one man who has made a very big impact in Manchester United and also some off-field events that disrupted some games in Germany. We'll be right back.
Yeah, hello. I am Giovanni Elba, ex-FC Bayern player, and I win Champions League 2001. And keep watching LB TV.
Welcome back. We're at the final junction of this show. And before we go into our final topic, Precious, you had a question you wanted to ask the set.
Yeah.
So you have the floor.
Now, talking about Chelsea, in this year, 2020, Chelsea have conceded 11 goals in the league, and 7 of those goals have come after the 60th minute mark. So I want to ask the guys, what do we attribute that to? Is it coaching? Is it mental strength? What is it?
For me, I think first, I'll take it to 2 things. 1, mental strength.
Okay.
2, that's where I'll look at the backroom staff, endurance. What kind of training do they put them through? Do they endure? Because you have to go through endurance test. When you start getting tired, when you're getting fatigued and all of that, that's where your endurance. That's why when you're doing fitness, you do fitness to build up your endurance level. So even when you start getting tired, you do not lose concentration. That is key. That is important. And if you look at most of those goals, I am almost sure it will be due to mistakes, and it's because concentration levels drop. So I'll probably look at 2 things: 1, the training, then the mental strength.
Ernie, what do you think?
For me, it's, I should you said, it's the mental strength and physicality in football. Look at Chelsea's from the defense upwards. When you have Jorginho, Kovacic, and what's his name? Either Barkley or Mount. These guys are not physically strong enough to go through 90 minutes. It goes back to what I said earlier on. That mental strength. I won't blame the coach because the coach can only work was available. He makes substitutions. I give it to him. But the guys are still the same plan B guys that cannot really make do of. But it's something Lampard should take note of, and I hope he actually takes note of this.
Well, let's go to one man who seems to have all the mental strength he has in the world, Bruno Fernandes. You have reservations on Bruno Fernandes and the impact he's made on Manchester. Of course, it's 5 games and that's 2 goals, 2 assists so far. Just how well has he done for United?
Yeah, according to United standard, massively well. But you have to remember that in the land of the blind, the one-eyed man is the king. Now, that's not to say Bruno Fernandes is not good. He's good. I think he's a bit above average, but he's not exceptional. He's exceptional in the United midfield because the players in that midfield are simply not up to scratch. So you would easily notice the massive difference. That's why I look at it and I see United, former United players, ex-United players saying he plays like Paul Scholes and all of that. And I'm looking like, what? Paul Scholes? No, he's not up to that level yet, but he can still get there. He will definitely improve with time. Yes, but I think it's not really necessary. It's a bit above average, so not a big deal.
Precious, let's bring in Ighalo into it. It's 1 start, 1 goal for Odion Ighalo, our own boy.
My brother!
I call him senior man.
Our senior man Ighalo. How did he take his performance in the Europa League against Club Brugge?
Fantastic. He brought what United had been sorely lacking, that fox in the box. You see the goal, it was typical fox in the box goal. Credit to Ighalo.
So with that, do you think if with Pogba coming back, with Rashford coming back, how strong do you think United can end the season? Mind you, they're still in the FA Cup. They just got drawn against Lax in the Europa League last 16.
Yeah.
How do you think they can end the season?
Yeah, I think the injured players are coming back at the right time. Am I permitted to say something about Bruno Fernandes? I think I want to take a different position from him. I'll give you two instances. I don't want to talk about his stats on the pitch. There are times when a player signs for a team and instantly the mood changes. You know, it just lifts the atmosphere. It's not about what the player is doing on the pitch, but then the body language alone. Let's not forget that Bruno Fernandes was a captain. So mentally, he's bringing in some steel. He's coming with some steel into the team as well. Now, let me, Pirlo's autobiography, he said something about Antonio Conte. He said when Conte signed for Juve, he needed just one speech to change everything. He walked into the dressing room and said, guys, this team has finished 7th consecutively. That's not good enough. I'm not here for that. It's time to stop being crap. And then that changed everything about Juve. Then the guy who many non-Chelsea fans love to hate, Diego Costa, when he came into Chelsea, he met Oscar, fellow Brazilian, and said, I want to meet the toughest guys in Chelsea. And then Oscar introduced him to John Terry, Ivanovic, Matic, and Gary Cahill. And then Costa walked up to them and said, I'm here for war. Are you coming with me?
Wow.
It can never get better than that. Instantly, you know, that will flick a switch definitely and change something about the way guys behave, you know. So I think Bruno Fernandes may just have had that kind of impact at Manchester. And it's not about skill, but then the mentality that he brings in as a player.
I hope
this guy not going
I
green.
hope and pray. Hope and pray, because when Pogba came into Manchester United, he brought that also. I hope and pray the media do not latch on him at any point.
Well, up until they will see, but for now you can't deny the impact it's brought to United. To end the show, in the game against Hoffenheim and Bayern Munich were leading 6-0 when some of the away fans brought out a banner abusing the owner of Hoffenheim. Then the Bayern players, in protest to that, they decided to kick the ball amongst themselves, which already is in a contention for fair play of the year. How more should we see this kind of things happen when this off-field issues? We've had a lot of off-field issues this season, especially with racism and so many other things. So, but how often should we see this happen from players so that fans, the message can get to fans that you can't be doing this all the time?
Yeah, thanks, Bama. So the thing is, when it comes to abuse, I believe it should go beyond racial, tribal, or football or anything abuse. And abuse and abuse could be emotional, it could be physical. Now, the team is leading 6-0, 6 minutes or thereabout. The home fans put up a banner insulting the Bayern Munich. The away fans put up a banner, I think, calling the owner of Hoffenheim, son of a censored. I mean, yeah, some people look at it as a soft and so, but it's an abuse. And I like what they did. Both players decided, at first, the Bayern Munich coach had walked up to them and told them, he could watch the video, was physically pissed, telling them, stop, take it down. And they refused. And whatever happened, told his boys, this game is over. Because the truth is, football is beyond just home and away or team, enemy and victor. It's a game that should be enjoyed. And I would like to see this amongst, when racist issues are brought up, both teams stop. I mean, it doesn't have to be until something that big happens. A player is being insulted, like what happened in Portugal the other day. It didn't make any sense. The guy was walking out, was pissed. And these fellow players were asking him to stay back and play. No, it shouldn't be. Things like that should send a message to even we viewers that yes, football is beyond you and I. It's for everybody and should be enjoyed likewise. Tough call.
Well, thank you very much, Annie, on that beautiful analysis. We love having you here and hope to see you some other time.
I definitely want to come on. This
Precious, thanks so much on the analysis and the numbers.
My brother!
The precious one. Akali, finally we get to see the man behind the scenes.
Yeah,
It was lovely having you here.
Yeah, it's great to be here. After the show, we are going to that place, have we?
He's not a gentleman. I don't know why he's suddenly looking gentle.
Let's go to that place and do small,
yeah. So we've come to the end of the show this week. Please subscribe our YouTube channel, Elegbete TV, The Sports Lounge. Like, comment, and we'll see you next week. Goodbye.